Hello there, grade 6. This is Ms. Maria, and today is the 1st of October 2020, Thursday, and it's day 5 of this week's lesson. So we are now on Unit 4, Famous Explorers, Travelers, and Writers. Lesson 1, Describing Explorers' Travels and Discoveries. Please open your pupil's book on page 22 and your workbook, page 21. Objectives. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to, first, answer comprehension questions. Second, complete sentences with the right endings. And third, identify the right words as it has been defined. So, let's go. Vocabulary words. Route. Route. Route is a way or course taken in getting from a starting point to a destination. Route. Century. Century. Century means a period of 100 years. Century. Expedition. Expedition. Expedition is a journey undertaken by a group of people with a particular purpose, especially that of exploration, research, or war. Expedition. Explorer. Explorer. Explorer is a person who explores a new or unfamiliar area. Explorer. Source. Source. Source is a place, person, or thing from which something originates or can be obtained. For example, Lake Victoria is the source of the Nile River. Source. Silk. Silk. Silk is a fine, strong, soft, lustrous fiber produced by silkworms in making cocoons and collected to make thread and fabric. Silk. Please open your pupil's book on page 22. Unit 4. Famous Explorers, Travelers, and Writers. Now, listen and read. What are you reading? I'm reading about explorers. Look, it says by the end of the 19th century, explorers had traveled over most of the world. So, let's start reading. Asia. The Silk Road was an important land road to China from around 500 BC, but no one had traveled from one end to the other until Marco Polo went to China in the 13th century. The journey took him 4 years. After he had returned to Italy, he wrote about his travels. No one believed him. North America. By the end of the 15th century, many people still believed that the world was flat. But Christopher Columbus believed the earth was round. In 1480, the Spanish king and queen paid for an expedition. When Columbus reached land, he thought he had arrived in China. In fact, he had discovered North America. Let's continue. Mediterranean countries. Ibn Battuta was a great traveler and author. He started traveling in 1325 when he visited Mecca. He then traveled for 29 years, and when he returned home, he had covered 12,000 kilometers. He wrote a book which described the wonderful countries he had visited. Africa. John Speke was a British soldier. He had already made several journeys into Central Africa before he discovered Lake Victoria in 1858. He believed that he had found the source of the Nile, and he was right. We are still in your pupil's book, page 22, exercise 2. Read, look, and say. So let us answer these comprehension questions. Let's start with the first one. What did Columbus believe? Was he right? Columbus believed he had arrived in China, but he was wrong. Next question. What did Speke believe? Was he right? Speke believed he had found the source of the Nile, and he was right. Next question. What did Marco Polo write about? And how long did his journeys take? Marco Polo wrote about his travels to China, and his journey took 4 years. Last question. What did Ibn Battuta write about? And how long did his journeys take? So Ibn Battuta wrote about the countries he had visited, and it took 29 years. Nice try! Please open your workbook in page 21. Exercise 1. Complete the sentences with the right endings. Please read these sentences first and then find the correct ending by drawing an arrow, or you can write the letter of your answer in every number. We can do it. Let's start. Number 1. After Marco Polo had traveled for 4 years, what happened next? Draw a line on your workbook. Done? Let's check your answer. Okay, so after Marco Polo had traveled for 4 years, he arrived in China. Number 2. No one had traveled all along the Silk Road. What is the right ending for this? Draw an arrow. Finished? Let's check your answer. Alright, so no one had traveled all along the Silk Road until Marco Polo made his journey. Nice try. Number 3. In the 15th century, people or few people, what? In the 15th century, few people, blank. What is the right ending? Let's see. Okay, so in the 15th century, few people believed the earth was round because they believed that the earth was flat. Number 4. When Columbus arrived in America, what is the right ending for this? Let's check. Okay, so when Columbus arrived in America, he thought he had found China, but he was wrong. Number 5. Ibn Battuta was a great traveler. What is the right ending for this? Let's see. Alright, so Ibn Battuta was a great traveler who visited Mecca. Number 6. He wrote about the countries. What is the right ending for this? Let's check. Okay, so he wrote about the countries he had visited. Very good. Number 7. Before John Speke discovered Lake Victoria, what is the correct ending? Let's check. Okay, so before John Speke discovered Lake Victoria, he had traveled to Africa many times. And number 8, he believed that the Nile, of course, started in Lake Victoria. So he believed that the Nile started in Lake Victoria. Good job! We are still in your workbook, page 21, exercise number 2. Read and find the right words in the box. Let us read these words first. Silk, flat, century, wrote, wonderful, source, return, discover, believe. So let us find the right words. Let's start with the first one. A kind of fine material. What is it? Let's check. Silk. So silk is out. Next, to come back. What is the right word for this? Let's see. Return. Return is out. Next, it means 100 years. What is the right word for 100 years? Century. Nice. Century is out. Next, the road from one place to another. Again, the road from one place to another. What is the right word for this? Let's see. Road. Very good. Road is out. Next one. People used to think the earth was like this. So people believe that the earth was flat. Very good. Flat is out. Next one. The place where a river starts. What is it again? Like Lake Victoria. Source. Very good. Source is out. Next, to think or to be sure. What is the right word for this? Let's check your answer. Believe. Right. So, believe is out. Next one. Very good. What is the right word for very good? Let's check. Wonderful. Correct. Wonderful is out. We have one word left. So that's very obvious. When we say to find, it means to discover. Great job. So take note, you are going to rearrange these letters from these squares and then write it inside these boxes. What is the word? It says Marco Polo was one of these. Marco Polo is a traveler. Did you have it correctly? Of course you did. I know it. Good job. Thank you. That's the end of today's lesson. This has been Miss Maria signing out. See you next time. Bye.